CTE Pro 1 Truth Series, Video 30, Contact Points, and Ghost Ball. The information that I'm going to share with you today can be found in my Center to Edge Aiming book, but it's only in there one time, so it was not emphasized. I think it's appropriate now that this information is highlighted because it may help you in anchoring your vision when you're looking at the object ball, when you're getting ready to shoot. It may help you with your cue ball control. It just may help you with your mental approach to the game. It may boost your confidence. So, when I set up this 15 outside, one thing that I want to establish very soon, the cue ball is the target. There's nothing on this object ball that is the target, but many of us do like to look at the object ball. So what is it that you can look at? Well, foundationally, thus far, your major instructional directive is to look along the NISL, the no imagination shot line. So in Pro 1, I see the perfect perception, step the cue ball, and I sweep right into the NISL. I'm looking right down that NISL line, essentially just like I would be using my eyes for looking down a fractional line. Now, centered edge aiming has nothing to do with fractional aiming. In fractional aiming, the player chooses his own aim line by way of adjustment. In center to edge aiming, the system takes you to your alignment. No adjustments, all objectivity. So, let's get down to the business of what this video is really about. So for this 15 outside, right visual sweep, right when I arrive at the step center, I can look at the contact point. For this left visual sweep, I can look at the ghost ball. So I went right to the NISL, but I have my focus on the ghost ball position. Now, contact points are too small to be seen. Ghost balls are invisible. Ghost balls can't be seen. So when I'm doing contact point anchoring with my vision, I'm not starting off here with a contact point. That's not necessary. It's not wrong if a player does it. But I have this 15 outside here, and when I see the perfect perception and step to cue ball, there's the perfect shot line. So I just sweep to it, and then I can shift my focus to a perceived contact point. Now for disguised pivoting. Now I jumped over basic CTE. For basic CTE, I wouldn't change anything. I would do it just like it's presented. So for disguised pivoting, there's going to be a head shift involved. That is an extension of what occurs while I'm standing. So if you're schooled on the various CTE Pro 1 approaches for centered edge aiming, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So for disguised pivoting, my head is going to shift. I'm going to just go right into the NISL and pick up the contact point right there. So no adjustments, no changes. I just use my vision in a little bit of a different way. Rather than looking down the NISL, I just shifted my eyes to pick up the contact point. So everybody can be a little bit different in how they like to use their eyes for what they look at before they shoot. Many people like to look at the cue ball last. There's a sizable number of people that like to look at the object ball last. So what you need to experiment with is looking down the NISL, picking up the contact point, picking up the ghost ball, and see if one sort of stands out as being a superior way of using your eyes versus the other two ways. So the beauty about using disguised pivoting is that when my head shifts and I move right into the shot line here, I have the perfect perception. I still have the parallax line, still have the sight line, but I'm looking at the contact point. So CTE, the process of CTE, creates the perfect backdrop, the perfect visual that establishes the shot picture, the perfect shot picture. So right here, my backdrop is the perfect 15-degree perception from parallax. I'm only just looking at a perceived contact point. So from this perspective, if I want to pick out ghost ball, there it is. Nothing else changes about CTE. Hopefully this information can help you. Center to edge aiming in no way limits the player for using their vision for picking up a contact point or a ghost ball, or certainly looking along the nissel, which is comparable to how one would use their vision for seeing fractions. So there's been some discussion and some topics out there lately about what to look at. The cue ball is the target. That's never going to change. But many of us, or many of you that like to look at the object ball last, can now explore a bit for checking out ghost ball, for checking out contact points. And like I said, this is nothing new. This is in my book. It's just that it was not emphasized. So I chose this Truth Series video to put an emphasis on how you can use your eyes right before you get ready to pull the trigger on putting that object ball in the hole. Thank you for your attention.